How's everyone doing out there tonight? We've got a good one for you today. After experiencing some technical difficulties last week, namely trying to put gear on champions was broken for me. So I did send out a request to the customer service after stream last week, and before I woke up the next morning, they'd responded to me and they had fixed it, and everything has been great since. So it's the only time I've ever had to deal with the customer service, but they did great, very prompt, and I'm very thankful for that. So I took care of finishing the rest of the builds and obviously running my Hydra, which I wanted to do for the stream and for the video, but we're gonna go ahead and finish that up with the proper team, the champions that I intended to fully built, and we're gonna do that tonight, so stay tuned for that. All right, let's talk about the Hydra team. I finally got the Hydra team geared after the issues that we had last week. So here's the champions. Of course, Titus is the first one. I had him geared already. We got a little splash of zeal. We have some righteous for the resistance. His resistance is the important part. It's 325 plus our 50% increase resistance bonus that we'll be keeping up all the time. I have some defense I can add to the banner. I'm not like too worried about that. Didn't want HP here, which take that ascension right back off. But yeah, he's running 209 speed, 6300 defense, bare minimum HP, as small as we could make it. There's a few incidental rolls, but as small of HP as we can make it, so that the difference between his max HP and the shield on him is as large as possible. We want this number to be small, so when it divides into the shield total, then it leaves a larger number. So it's Titus, it's Wixwell. Wixwell's been built with resistance and accuracy and 6200 defense, and as fast as I could get him after that, which is admittedly not exceptionally fast. We've got Firrol. Firrol is coming in with a 6 protection for his buffs, only because I can't find protection accessories for the life of me. I have none that are not on him right now. So that's what he's got. I made him just a shade slower than Wixwell. He's got as much survivability as he can manage, and resistance and accuracy, of course. Just enough. I don't have to build super high resistance because I'm using him. And that's very important. We have the Mad Hatter as their first buff extender. He's got the shield set because he has the highest base HP of all my champions here. So he's running 110k, just slower than Wixwell, as close as I could get him. High accuracy, high enough resistance. He's the Hex, he's the Weaken, he's the buff extender, and the shield set. He plays a lot of roles in this team. Our other buff extender, the third one, if you don't include, or if you do include Wixwell, I guess, would be Anchorite. He's built as the Devour tank, so to speak. He's got the highest crit damage on my team, higher than my damage dealer. 70% crit rate because he self buffs the crit rate up for the team, and a slightly slower than Hatter, so that he runs in order there. Also resistance, because I want him keeping his buffs as much as possible too. Let's see, I think we've covered, that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and the last piece of the puzzle, which we did not have because I couldn't put gear on her last week, is the White Dryad Nia. She's going to be bringing a more consistent AoE decrease speed, which is going to be really nice. She's got this reset cooldown ability. So we're going to use her to empower Wixwell early on to keep growing the shield faster. And then Titus later on to keep doing more damage. At least that's the goal. That's the aim. We're going to try it out. She also has this ally protection and strengthen, which we're going to try to use Titus as the increase speed champion, which he can only place on this move, right? With the ally protection. We don't really want him ally protecting. So we're going to put the increased speed on and then try to overwrite the ally protection with White Dryad Nia. That is something that I haven't tried yet, but we're going to science it in this run right here. So she is built for a decent amount of speed, accuracy, resistance, and then maximum survivability for the ally protecting. It doesn't necessarily matter how big her shield is, right? As long as she's not dying. So I don't mind her ally protecting. So she's just got the survivability to match. And that's the team. That's what we're going to roll with. And we're going to try it right here, right now. All right. I do not think that I can run this team at the speeds that I'm at on Nightmare. I'm going to be completely honest. But I think we can crush it on Brutal. So that's what I'm going to go for. I have my team set up. Well, set up. Yeah. We have... All right, we got Wixwell. He's going to open by placing his own shield, of course. And then we're going to, with the reflex set, we're going to try to refresh this shield growth and buff extender as much as possible. Nia is actually going to open with the decreased speed early and then go into the resetting. Of course, we're going to be doing this manually, but if we were to run it on auto, she should reset the leader. Hence Wixwell in the lead position. Also helps him get counterattacks on the Head of Decay for his provoke. Hatter, just prioritize the buff extension, then the Hex and Weaken, but he should just go in order 3, 2, 1 all the time. Anchorite, we throw up the buffs and then we turn it off, I think, on auto anyways. Just so he can get more damage out. This is, you know, it's a full AoE, nothing too special, but he's got a lot of crit damage. Firrol, we are going to open with the increased resist and perfect veil. This is a torment rotation, so it's even more important to have the increased resist up. Of course, it's not perfect because he's not protecting himself from the true fear, but he's protecting everyone else. Then we have the block buffs decrease accuracy. It's a beautiful move. We're going to have that one coming in as top priority afterwards. And then he does supplementary decrease speed, which is really nice. It's 100% and it ignores some resistance, but it's only on one enemy, which is why we need Nia to do the 50% on all enemies. Then we have Titus, of course. He's just going to go to town on the Student of War. And if I'm running this on auto, which the comp is not going to run fully on auto, but if I was, I would turn this off completely so that I don't have to worry about him ally protecting other people. That would just diminish his shield, make him do less damage. So here we go. Titus team into the battle, not quick battle, not start on auto, and let's go. Let's give it a rip. All right, first things first, the intercept, if you're gonna place it manually, just place it on Firrol. Extend buffs first, because we don't want him attacking, right? Let's get this up on everybody. Now we can try to get this decreased speed out there. Let's put up the more buffs, yeah. And who are we gonna, I think His provoke goes on the person you attack if they survive. So we attack Decay first, make sure that a provoke does go out. Mischief tried to take from Wixwell. He's not going to be able to. Let's get that extension and shield growth up. Hex is out. And it weak hits Mischief because this is a bad rotation for poor Hatter. Everybody got block buffs. That's perfect. Now we can reset Wixwell. Just keep throwing regular attacks at that guy because Decay can go and be the first one to die, hopefully. Now, the nice thing about Hatter A1 is you can attack any of the Hex targets and try to spread debuffs from that target to the other one. So let's attack the one with decreased speed. Try to spread it to this Head of Suffering here. Well, we got weaken and block buffs. I mean, it's better than nothing, right? Let's keep going through with that. We're not ready for Titus to start putting up the increased speed yet. Let's go with one more hit of the A2 and then... Is there somebody else we want to put an intercept stack on? Well, let's put one on Wixwell himself. That'll make sure he's even more likely to Mischief tank. Extending buffs whenever possible. We can't guarantee target on Mischief. You need to decrease speed. Let's use that there. All right, let's see what we're up to now. We have a decent amount of shield, but I can still see the health bar. Almost 1 million already. Almost 1 million. Can we get the Hex out this time? That would be beautiful. So the only problem with running Hatter, right, is he's going to pull your highest crit damage in with his auto or his ally attack, but that's not going to be Titus because we need somebody to tank the Devour for Titus. So, I mean, Anchorite does actually a surprising amount of damage for this team, but it's just funny that we're not bringing in our actual damage dealer on the... Let's reset Wixwell again. Extend the buffs. More extending and shield growth. Looking pretty good. Who's got Hex and debuffs we want to spread? Probably just Decay. Spread a block buffs over there. That's nice. Let's put an increased speed on Wixwell. Let's go with the block buffs, decrease accuracy. And refresh this over here because we have a True Fear now, which is unfortunate. Now we can put up Nia's buffs and try to steal this, steal the ally protection job away. And... okay, I don't know why this shows a... I mean, it does fully heal, but I would expect this one to be the cleansing move, but it's actually on his buff extending move. We gotta extend the buffs here again. That's always got to be the priority move. Although we can actually... once we get enough turns out, we can flip the cycle around. It won't be a big deal. nobody specific that we need to hit, so we'll just slap Decay some more. It'd be nice to get him off the field and not have to worry about our provokes at all. This should finish him. 1.6 mil. Let's get that resets. Buff extends. Now, if we hit... we don't have the Hex out, but we'll hit Torment and spread whatever we can. Block buffs to Mischief is great. I do not have a decreased defense in this comp, which is slightly awkward, but that just means it's more important that we get the weaken out there when possible. We can slap this guy a little bit. Waiting for the weaken before I go crazy on any of the other ones. Let's slow that one down a bit so we get around to smacking him again. Oh, we didn't. I didn't realize he had taken 2 turns already. I can't target him directly until we do that. Beautiful. All right, buffs back up on Anchorite. Keep the shield growing. He'll live through a hit or two, surely. We could... what's more important? It's probably more important that I actually try to get rid of this reflect damage, to be honest. Beautiful, thank you. Now it'll reflect off of Hatter. Good work. Given the crit rate, he actually needs that. And let's smack the ally protection target and see if we can kill the ally protector through the ally protection. I mean, it did a non-zero amount of damage. Not as much as I thought it was going to do there. Let's see. Who do I want to hit here? Let's hit Torment. Yeah. Oh, let's hit everybody, because that wasn't the person I thought I was using. Oh, you know what? Firrol is the one person I should not be directly hitting Torment with, because I'll just burn through all of his stacks. Shield's big, though. Shield is big. Let's get another reset on Wixwell. We've fallen into a really good cycle of resets on Wixwell, where we're just constantly giving him the shield growth. Let's go target. Doesn't really matter who we target. We're doing AoE. There we go. Perfect timing for that. So we'll slap him a little bit and then try to get a weaken out here. We need to get a shield. We need to actually place the shield on. Actually, I can place the ally protect and the strengthen. That'll be good. Let's steal this ally protect here. This one is Wrath, right? We don't want to run up that counter too much. Every time you run up the counter, he will smack. And any incoming damage is not ideal. Now we got the shield back on Anchorites. Who's our next Devourer? I can't see from here. Hold on. Who's next to get eaten? It's gonna be Wixwell, as far as I can tell. Will be the next to get eaten. I do not have weaken up, but let's see if we can just one-shot this neck here. Ooh, 40 mil. Just a casual 40 mil. We, at the 10-minute mark, we have gotten a hit that multiplied our damage by 5 times. 5 times. Here we go. Here's the weekend, and this is what it's going to look like with the weekend, with the Hex, and as many debuffs as we could load up that won't affect the damage at all. Bam. 41 mil on one neck. Hex decapitates the rest of them. Insane. Titus OP. Titus stupid strong. That's all that there is to say about that. Who's getting eaten next? It's going to be Titus next. Unfortunate that he gets eaten third. We just got to take advantage of as much damage as possible. So this is the only head with Hex. So we hit the exposed neck. Hopefully we get rid of this guy. Nice. Didn't want to deal with him anyways. Let's get Hex back out there. Missed it again. We're getting really unlucky here. Let's keep boosting Titus at this point. We need as much damage as quickly as possible. Once he gets eaten, we drastically lower our damage potential, because we'll have to regrow the shield all over again. All right, there it is. Our boy's been eaten. We got to start all over, but we're going to be down a shield because he won't get the shield set shield back. Time to boost up Wixwell. We can afford to not extend buffs here because Wixwell's going to do it again. I need Anchorite. He's the only damage dealer I have to break Titus free. We have a slow there. I guess we try to get a slow here. That'll help. Now let's hit directly. We still have 3 turns. We got a Brimstone out. slow down this one. How many turns I got? Not enough. Not enough to feel comfortable. You can go ahead and hit. You can hit. Let's throw that out there again. Here we go. Get the extra ally attack hit. Debuff's gone is not nice. Not very nice, but we are focused. Our boy is gotta break free. We're almost there. All right, so now comes the load everybody up with buffs phase again. Reset Wixwell. Buffs up. Buffs up. A whole turn of nothing but putting buffs up. And you just smack this guy. Let's do the ally protect so he takes even less damage. Now we start growing the shield again. It is not necessarily reliable. And here we go. Now we have to try to break him out within 2 turns without our biggest damage dealer. And this is where the run starts to crumble. We have enough turns. We just have to go full damage right at this Suffering Head, who is fairly tanky. We have the decreased speed up, so let's try to reset Hatter. I think we need to reset Hatter so he has this move. We get the ally attack and the Hex. And we didn't keep enough provokes. That's bad. That's really bad. Block buffs must go up. Thank you. Mischief. I don't have Hex on, so we can't go try to attack him and steal the buffs back. Good buff spread, bud. You got this. We lost our boy. It's all over from here. Anything else we do manage to get done will be incidental compared to the 474 million we've done so far. So now we throw it on auto, let it happen. I'm happy. I'm happy with the result. This is a good 20-25% higher of a result than before we had Nia built. But it's all the Titus show here. It's all Titus all the time. We did pretty good. We needed a 29.4 million. We got 477. I'll take that. I'll take it. And that is a wrap. That was, of course, brutal, not Nightmare. My team does not actually run fast enough speeds for Nightmare yet. But that's something to work for in the future. So that's going to do it for me tonight. Hydra, I think, went really well. That's the team comp the way I intended it to be last week. And we made some good numbers there. That's it for me. Thanks for coming. Have a good night. We'll catch you on the next one. Peace.